This is the Sunday Evening Crier for the week of October 27th through November 2nd, 2025. I'm your host, Garrett Jackson, and thank you for joining us this evening. Monday, November 3rd, 2025, as we change up the format of our podcast a little bit, Comanche County Board of Commissioners meeting is going to be at the courthouse in the morning. The City Council will have a special meeting at 4 p.m. at City Hall. The Ambucks is hosting their annual Pancake Day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Comanche County Fairgrounds in the Great Plains Coliseum. Tuesday, we're back with the City Council with another meeting on November 4th. November 5th at the library, we have the NEA Big Read Book discussion from 5 to 6 p.m. Tracy Lawrence is in concert on November 6th at the Apache Casino. November 7th, Amethyst Inc. has a poetry night from 6 to 8 p.m. All are welcome. And of course, Saturday we have from 8 to 1 our Farmers Market located downtown in Ward 5. Moving on to the Pancake Day, just so you know, this is the 69th annual Ambucks Pancake Day. It's at the Great Plains Coliseum on South Sheridan here in Lawton. Tickets at the door are $12, and that is from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. This includes pancakes, eggs, bacon, or sausage. So this is a great time supporting a great organization within our community. If you've been paying attention to what happened last Tuesday night at the City Council meeting, the City Council had to move their meeting from the normal City Council chambers in the Wayne Gilley Auditorium downstairs to the banquet room. That took place at 6:15 because there was a power outage. It was an interesting meeting, and we're going to talk about some of the things that took place during that meeting in this Sunday Evening Crier, and we're going to have more information coming out this week, especially since we have two back-to-back City Council meetings coming up on Monday, November 3rd and November 4th, respectively. So let's get started with that. On the agenda this past Monday was a discussion about Wedgewood Addition. This is an addition that is in Comanche County. It is surrounded on all sides by the City of Lawton. Up on the screen right now, I have a plat map that shows the addition and what it's supposed to look like from the county's perspective. This is taken directly from the agenda items, and if you take a look at that, it looks like it is platted out as a neighborhood. To give a little context of where we're talking about here in Lawton, up on the screen I have a satellite photo. At the top you see Southwest Lee Boulevard, that's also known as Highway 7. On the right-hand side with the airplane is the Lawton Municipal Airport, and the area that is got the little red box, that is Wedgewood, the area that we're talking about now. And what is going on is that there is a problem with water. Specifically, the Wedgewood Water District buys their water from the City of Lawton, and they're over $25,000 in arrears. And let's go ahead and cut to the City Council meeting where this is being discussed by Mr. Rusty Wisenhut. He is the Public Works Director.
Motion carries. Bringing up item 31. Consider and provide direction on action on Wedgewood Water Association due to delinquent water bill payment overages and continued revenue loss. Rusty.
Okay. Wedgewood is a county subdivision that is surrounded by the City of Lawton. Next slide. You have here the plat of the platted county subdivision. It's bounded by 38th Street on the west and Bishop Road on the south. So it's totally surrounded by City of Lawton. It is a county subdivision. There's This is the plat for it. Right now, the Wedgewood Association was authorized 9 meters. It's only 7 active meters. They have individual meters, and then they have a master meter. And in the agenda commentary, you can background, you can see that they are. The Wedgewood Association is $28,000 in arrears on their water, paying their bills, the overages. They're going in the hole approximately $700 each month. So it's continually going farther in the hole. They're paying their individual meter readings, but the overages from the master meter, because of the condition of their association's water line and possibly unknown taps that are on that main that are not metered, could be part of the issue. So we're currently losing revenue, water revenue, because of this association. What we've gone through, and we've gone through basically a couple of years trying to figure out a way to solve a solution to this issue. And what we're presenting tonight is the construction, in the next slide, is the construction of a 4-inch water main. Since this is not in the city limits, we don't provide fire protection, so there's no need of providing fire flow to this area because we don't provide fire protection to this area. Is the installation of a 4-inch water main coming off of 38th Street down and around and intercepting the 7 active meters that are there. And it also takes care of some other lots that are not built upon, or the commercial lots that have a service line run all the way up to 38th Street where their meter is set. They have individual services run up there. It could service that group. The cost of the materials for this construction is approximately $25,000 to $30,000. It can be built in-house by my Public Utilities Construction Division in about 3 weeks' time. We've been going through several trying to come up with it, and this is, I believe, the least expensive way of stopping this loss of revenue due to the water loss.
As you can see by the map that I have on here, the proposed water line, which is in blue on this map, again, this is taken from the City of Lawton packet. It shows that they were going to place a 4-inch water line to provide water to the area. If you look, most of the area of Wedgewood is not going to be serviced. And if you remember correctly, with this being outside of the city, this is going to be an outside water cells. And there's been a number of problems that were brought up at the city council meeting. And let's look at what Mayor said about this and what some of his comments were.
And how are the citizens of Lawton going to recover their money being spent outside the city of Lawton on a broken agreement?
That is the challenge. This bill here, these people are still liable for the $28,000 bill. They would all have to sign a new outside water sales agreement with the city individually, with the City of Lawton. And in that right there, the city could negotiate a recovery of their overages.
So I agree that we have a problem there we have to deal with. And as you said, the challenge is this: we're spending the citizens of Lawton money on an outside water agreement where people didn't keep their agreement. Is that correct?
They did not keep up to date with the repairs and maintenance on their system, which allowed the overages and the overrun of and the excess loss.
So what is the staff's recommendation for recovering the cost for the citizens?
That is related to the city manager's office. Dwayne, do you?
City manager? Acting city manager, I guess, deputy.
What did you start the meeting with? Back up 5 yards and punt? We really don't have a good answer for that.
Main
This-
thing is stop the bleeding.
It's been an ongoing issue, and I think that's the reality that we've come to, is to do nothing just perpetuates the problem and
You
makes
can
it
answer,
worse.
he'll answer, he'll say it's legal.
At the end of
It's
the day,
public
the citizens
utilities.
of Lawton are having to cover that loss today. And so the thought was, by implementing a plan such as this, we at least stop the bleeding, as Rusty said. I don't know legally what we can do other than we could just shut the water completely off, and then you've got people in the county, per se, without any water at all and no way to get there with a rural water, which would not be a good look for the city either. So we don't really have a good answer for you, Mayor.
What are our options?
Rusty, the mayor asked me too, the legalities, and I've asked you this. Could you comment on that, please?
Okay, this is a platted subdivision. The right-of-ways are public utility easements. We would install this water main. It would be the City of Lawton's water main, which we currently own water mains outside the city limits now. And as we would own this water main, we would have control of this water main. The people would have to come to the City of Lawton, sign an outside water sales agreement to get onto this water line. So we would have control of it. It is a public utility easement, and we have right to use that public easement for a public water main.
Okay, so we would put in this new water line. They would come and sign up for a new connection.
Yes.
And then we're charging them some nominal outside water rate, which frankly, I'm not sure is not less than in town. Because I'm pretty sure on those water associations, everybody doesn't pay the Warika fee individually. Hopefully that's been changed, but
I believe that's been corrected, but that would be Revenue Services and Finance.
and I'm not real sure it has been corrected. I'd like to know. But we still have the outstanding 28,000, I think I heard, dollars, and it's growing daily by some amount. This has been going on a few years, so it's not as bad as I thought it would. What is our plan to recover that money, Dwayne?
So we have met with the county, at least one of the commissioners. They're well aware of the issue. There have been discussions with them on the possibility if we can come up with some kind of remedy to help their citizens, because these are county citizens at this point, that maybe we can work something out with the county through an interlocal agreement to maybe trade out something that the city would need, such as roads.
Okay, so,
Mayor Booker, point of order. I'm sorry, I believe Councilman Warren wants to talk.
okay, George is first. Excuse me just a minute.
I wanted to clarify something. You said earlier in your presentation that the individual people have been paying, but it's not the total. Are those on some sort of a water association,
Yes,
the master
Water
meter?
Association has a master meter and
Right.
individual meters.
So my question is, the people, I'm assuming, have tried to maybe do their part, but the master meters owned by the different associations, they're
No,
not.
it's owned by, the master meter is our meter.
So isn't that who we would need to get to pay to bring it up to date?
Yes.
So that's who we're dealing with, not the individuals. But I want to clarify one more thing too. It was said, well, it's not a good look for the city to do that, and there's a lot of people there, and that's correct. But do remember that we do the same thing to the citizens living in town. If they don't pay their water bill, we cut their water off. It's not a pretty thing, but the city has to survive, and they have to make these services be paid for, or no one gets any water. So it's just something we have to think about. Thank you.
Mr. Warren.
That was kind of what I was wanting to mention. For a lot of years now, I've talked about the little old lady that lives next door to me. She really doesn't live there, but she's my example that I use. And if the little old lady that lived next door to me owed the city $400, we would shut her off,
Yeah.
period. No questions. It don't matter where she lives. If she she don't pay her bill, she gets shut off. And if they won't come to the table and figure out a way to pay for the upgrade that we're gonna be required to make and what they already owe, then I say we shut them off until they decide that they really like the water.
Mr. Hampton?
Thank you, Mayor. If you shut the water off, then my questions are moot, but I would like to ask two questions as we continue on in the direction that we're going, because there's going to be maintenance and upkeep on that water line that we put in there, right, Rusty?
Yes, it would be the City of Lawton water main would be maintained.
And we would then try to get money back from this residents there.
No, we would own the water, it'd be just like a water line we own anywhere, we repair.
So we would incur those extra costs, though, is my point, as we move on into the future, if nothing else is done. And then it was mentioned that I'm the chairman of the Alternative Water Resources Board. We worked on this, if you remember, way back when, to try to straighten up a lot of these water problems. And I believe out there, and I think you mentioned it, that they were tapping into illegal taps into other areas, possibly. And
That is potentially what's causing the overage.
right, but there's no.
We have
we're
no
not
control and we
policing.
don't.
Let him finish.
We're not policing that, and this line that we're putting in, there could be possibly people trying to tap that, or also to get free water, right?
We would have control of it. We would basically, just like we do other water lines, we go through, we check our water mains, we look at them.
So we would actually physically go on the property
Yes.
and maintain and police that kind of thing. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hooton?
Yeah, isn't the cost of this gonna be closer to $100,000?
The materials are about between $25,000 and $30,000. There's about $25,000 worth of labor that's within, and that's being covered within my public utilities budget.
Okay.
Would an improvement district be an option?
With the 7 customers that are there, that would be, it would be a substantial amount.
Mr. Hooton, you have the floor. Dan. Mr. Epps?
Just a couple of questions. I don't know who to ask this to, but I think, so if I understand correctly, we're not dealing with an individual. Are there, and if that statement is true, we're dealing with the association, are there any type of different legal, and I don't think there are, but I just gotta ask, legal implications behind turning the water off? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, I mean,
There is an outside water.
there is an outside water agreement. I mean, if there's breach of the agreement, I mean, we could shut the water off. I'm assuming that we would get litigation and maybe an injunction. I can't try to do that against us, but there would be options through them not following what they're supposed to in the water agreement.
So just to put a pin in it, you feel we would be within our rights to shut it off?
If they're in breach of their agreement, and I've not looked at their agreement, so Rusty may know that more than I do.
It requires them to pay the overages.
Okay, so then there's a potential breach there. It's just, does the council want to turn off the water or not? And that's the question.
So, okay, so the staff has apparently not wanted to enforce the agreement. If the council wants them to enforce the agreement, they apparently need to make a motion in a second. Let's vote on it. Is that correct?
Well, the item before the council on the agenda right now is whether or not to go with
Provide direction.
provide direction, yeah. Oh, well, so it could cover that.
And that's what mine was drafted, provide direction.
Council, what do you want to do?
I'm having a problem with the cost of what this is going to be, plus how do we get our money back? Where do we get the money to do the work? This is these are big numbers. I feel for the association, the people, but we also have to look out for our own budgeting.
Now on the screen, I have a picture of the road and one of the structures on this area. This is, while it's surrounded on all sides by the city, it is outside the city of Lawton. The road tends to look just like this throughout the entire area of Wedgewood. It's a gravel road. They're basically unimproved. If you look across at the next photo here that I have, this is a house that is in very poor shape. The grass is up. There's a hole in the roof. There's a lot of different things going on with this picture. Something that the City of Lawton doesn't have to deal with, because this is not within the City of Lawton per se. It's actually in the county, even though it's surrounded on all sides. Moving on to the overhead aerial picture, this was taken from the City of Lawton GIS website. As you can see, there are a number of buildings here that are on the outskirts, and there's really no housing development like you saw with the plat earlier. On the far right-hand side, you see some homes, but you see a lot of commercial activity going on here, and that is something that was surprising to me when I drove out there this afternoon. So along the bottom edge of the road, that is Bishop Road, and you have a number of businesses along that road. Then you have at the far left of that road, you have 37th Street. And of course, you got Wedgewood, Southwest Texas, and Oklahoma also on those streets. And there's a number of businesses that I did look at throughout this particular area. And I was able to speak to one of the residents who stated that the people who were involved with the Wedgewood Water District are long since gone. So there are a lot of people who I guess were involved at one point of this, but they're no longer actively involved. One of the things I'd like to point out is that Mr. Wisenhut did say that the people have been paying what has been metered on their water on their individual meters, but there's an issue with the master meter. So let's look real quick at what the city council direction was on this, and let's come back and talk just a brief moment about this.
Which I'm concerned about.
Call me and I will. But, Mayor, Rusty, this has been going on for how long approximately?
Wedgewood has been an issue for as long as I've been around, so
And how long has that been, Rusty?
35 years.
Mr. Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to enforce the original agreement.
We have a motion to enforce the original agreement. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Please vote.
Wooten,
Yes.
Epps,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Gill,
Yes.
Hampton.
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Motion carries. Bringing up item 30.
So the city council gave direction to staff to go ahead and move forward with how they would normally deal with water cutoff for non-payment. There are, I believe, some issues that had happened in the past with this. This is going to be an ongoing issue, I suspect, for the near future, given that these are people in the county. They are county residents, but they get their water from the City of Lawton. So I expect this to come before the City Council again, and I suspect that staff will come up with a solution to try to help these people out. But this is something that we all need to be kind of aware of, because this is something that when the City of Lawton is surrounding a particular part of the county on all sides, it kind of landlocks them. There's not another way for people to get things. People have to go through the City of Lawton to get this piece of property. And these types of areas that we are looking at here, if the City of Lawton if they're not in the city, they don't have very much control over how those properties are used. So these are things that we need to be aware of here in our community. Well, I know that this was a little longer podcast this evening, and we only talked about one agenda item, really. And that is just because I don't want this to go too long. I picked this item because I thought it was the most important to pick, but I think they're all important. As we move forward in this podcast, I'm looking for the right feel, the right way to do some things, and I want to make sure that you have a voice with this podcast. So if you need anything, reach out to me. My email is lawtontowncrier@gmail.com. And one of the things I want to remind you of is that this is an independent news and commentary project. Information presented is for educational and informational purposes only. While every effort is made to ensure accuracy, no warranty is expressed or implied. Views expressed are those of the presenter and do not necessarily represent the City of Lawton, Comanche County, or any other institution. And I want you to know my name is Garrett Jackson, and I'm your host, and I'll see you at City Hall.